Jai Vishwapad Paramahamsa Parivrata His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta, Swami Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur ki jai, Prem Chikaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Sri Vasari Gaur Bhaktivedanta ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Hashem Kunda Radha Kunda, Giri Govardhan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grantra Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I can't see anything, it's all blurry. I wiped this thing twice, still a lot of steam in here. Sorry. A reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 5, text 47, is it? Huh? I have to read through because no purport till 51. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Aprameyanubhavoyam. Aprameyanubhavoyam. Akutashidbhayo maraha. Akutashidbhayo maraha. Nunam eta virodhena. Nunam etad virodhena Mrittur me bhavita nava. Mrittur me bhavita nava. Aprame anubhavoyam. Akutaschid bhayo maraha. Nunam etad virodhena Mrittur me bhavita nava. Marajis. Aprameya, unlimited. Anubhava, glory. I am this. Akutaschit bhaya, having no fear from any quarters. Amuraha, immortal. Nunam, definitely. Etad virodhena, because of going against him. Mritu, death. Me, my. Bhavita, maybe. Na, not. Va, or. Translation: I can see that this boy's strength is unlimited, for he has not feared any of my punishment. He appears immortal. Therefore, because of my enmity toward him, I shall die. Or maybe this will not take place. Next verse. Iti tas chintaya kinchin mlana shriyam adho mukham sandamarkav anur oshanasho vivikta iti ko chattu. Thinking in this way, the king of the Daityas, morose and bereft of bodily luster, remained silent with his face downward. Then Sanda and Amarka, the two sons of Śrīmad spoke to him in secret. Jitam, next verse. Jitam taya kena jagataya bravor vitrambana trista samasta dishnyayapam natasya chintayam tavanata saksho he navai shunam guna doshaya padam. O Lord, we know that when you simply move your eyebrows, all the commanders of the various planets are most afraid. Without the help of any assistant, you have conquered all the three worlds. Therefore, we do not find any reason for you to be morose and full of anxiety. As for Prahlad, he is nothing but a child and cannot be a cause of anxiety. After all, his bad or good qualities have no value. Next verse with the purport. Imam tu pashayar varunasya vadva nidehi bhitona palayate yatha buddhischa pumsho vayasarya sevaya yavad gurur bhargava agamishyati. Until the return of your spiritual master Śrīmad, arrest this child with the ropes of Varuna so that he will not flee in fear. In any case, by the time he is somewhat grown up and has assimilated our instructions or served our spiritual master, he will change in his intelligence. Thus, there need be no cause for anxiety. Sorry, next verse. The purport. Tateti guru putrokam anugyayedam abravit dharmo hyasyo padeshtabhya ragyam yo griha medhinam. After hearing these instructions of Sanda and Amarka, the sons of his spiritual master, Hiranyakashipu agreed and requested them to instruct Prahlad in that system of occupational duty which is followed by royal householders' families. Purport. Hiranyakashipu wanted Prahlad Maharaj to be trained as a diplomatic king in ruling the kingdom, the country or the world, but not to be advised about renunciation or the renounced order of life. The word dharma here does not refer to some religious faith. As clearly stated, dharma hi asyapa desyavya ragyam yo griha medhinam. There are two kinds of royal families, one whose members are simply attached to household life, and other consisting of rajarshis, kings who govern the ruling power that are as good as great saints. Prahlad Maharaj wanted to become a Rajarshi, whereas Hiranyakashipu wanted him to become a king attached to sense enjoyment, Grihamedinam. Therefore, in the Aryan system, there is Varnashram Dharma, by which everyone should be educated according to his position in society's division of Varna, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaisya, and Shudra, and Ashram, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanapas, and Sannyas. A devotee purified by devotional service is always in the transcendental position, above the mundane qualities. Thus, the difference between Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu was that Hiranyakashipu wanted to keep Prahlad in mundane attachment, whereas Prahlad was above the modes of material nature. As long as one is under the control of material nature, his occupational duty is different from that of a person not under such control. One's real dharma or occupational duty is described in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Dharmam tu shakshat bhagavat pranitam, as described to his order carriers by Dharmaraj or Yamaraj. A living being is a spiritual identity, and therefore his occupational duty is also spiritual. The real dharma is that which is advised in Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharmam parityaja mamekam saranam braja. One must give up one's material occupational duties. Just one must give up his material body. Whatever one's occupational duty, even according to the Varnashram system, one must give it up and engage in one's spiritual function. One's real dharma or occupational duty is explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jiver Sharup Hai, Krishna Nitadas. Every living being is an eternal servant of Krishna. That is one's real occupational duty. This is all wet, shirts and stuff, totally. Huh? Oh yeah? Maybe. I'm not feeling comfortable now. I'm thinking ecstatic. So, this is a very wonderful verse because leading up to, from the verse we've been reading, up to this verse, is very nicely explained by Prabhupada that ultimately occupational duty, we're talking about duty. Everybody has a duty, isn't it? You wake up in the morning, you're thinking, my duty is to feed my kids, my duty is to go to work. There's so many duties. Duty to your home, family, duty to country, duty to... just goes on and on. So this duty here, the duty of a human being, Jiver Swarupare Krishna Nitadas, our constitution, our real dharma is to serve Krishna. Because by nature, that is, we are servant of Krishna. We are servant of Krishna means we have to understand that who is the master. Once we come to that understanding that Krishna is the supreme master, dharmam tu shakshat bhagavat pranitam, the bhagavat pranitam, Bhagavan. All the dharma, religious principles, is to lead to this point of knowing that Krishna is Bhagavan, the source of everything, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And our relationship with Him, isn't it? If you do not know who Krishna is, you will also not know who you are in connection to Krishna. So that goes together. The supreme position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that He is Bhagavan, the source of everything. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam id pavartate. That everything that emanates from Him. Just like I'm sitting here and sweat is emanating from my body. That doesn't make me God. And all kinds of other substances that come out from our body. So when Krishna is lying in the causal ocean, the universe is coming out. We are only germinating. And yet some people think I'm Bhagavan. So, this thing is ringing. So, when you can actually understand the position of the living entity is to serve Krishna, then Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Dirhabhata, such living entities are devotees. They have enthusiasm to know that more about Krishna and to and go closer to Krishna and serve his lotus feet. Otherwise, we are in this material world we are seeing today. There's so much suffering. The material advancement that Prahlad Maharaj rejected his father's wish that he become a materialistic person. Even our children here, these boys, they get up early in the morning, all of you come to the program and attend spiritual programs by Prabhupada given to us. This is our dharma. On the way we were coming in the car, the Prabhu was picked me up from my place, and we were coming here, and we were discussing very high topics in the car. People always want me to go with them because they discuss so many things in the car. And so it's like 1 hour drive, we discuss a lot of stuff. So that is our situation. We have to engage our consciousness. We have to engage our senses. We have to engage our body in serving Krishna. It's an urgency to serve Krishna. We don't have time to mental out. We don't have time. And you were telling me, time is passing really quickly. I was living in China before I came here 15 years. I tell people from India, I was in China for 15 years. Wow, so many years. I don't even realize it's 15 years, the time flies so fast. But we still have so many agenda. There was a great sage. He used to meditate on Krishna on the bank of the Ganges. And his body was covered in hair because he was meditating. He didn't cut his nail, didn't shave. His hair was growing. His body became inside, and his whole body was inside the hair. His name is Lomashana. He has so much hair. He had a benediction that he could live that many years that many hair on his body. So he said, he had extra hair. So he said, I live such a short life. They wanted to build a hut because he was meditating on the side of the Ganges in a hut. So the demigods, they said, we can build a house for you. He said, no, I live such a short time, why worry? Why waste time building a house? Let me just meditate and go back to Godhead. And that was another yuga. People live for thousands of years. In this age, we live for 100 years. If anybody makes it up to 100, this goes in the paper. Doesn't mean you're going back to Godhead because you live long. The trees live very long also. The point is, while we are here in this body, our main purpose is to purify our existence. Jare deka tare kaho Krishna Upadesh. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, whomever you meet, tell them about Krishna. Krishna Upadesh. Amara gya guru haya taro hedesh. He said you become a guru, a spiritual master, a teacher. Doesn't mean an English teacher. You teach them about Krishna. That is our purpose. That is our real reason for being a devotee. So, this verse is so nice because Prahlad Maharaj, from the early age of his life, he is chanting Hare Krishna, cultivating love for Krishna. Because that is the purpose of a human life. From childhood. People say, no, when I get older, let me enjoy now. Later when my body is not functioning anymore, then I'll take to God consciousness. That may be too late. I know somebody, whole life, he didn't want to take, her son is a guru in ISKCON. And she didn't want to become a devotee. Just before she died, she was very sick. He asked Maharaj to come and initiate her, give her the beads. That's Indradunu Maharaj. So you never know. So sometimes we go, This person is not becoming devotee. Kya karega? What I'll do? I kill myself. I'm trying so hard, I can't make him a devotee. What is it that, you become Krishna conscious, others will follow you. All you have to do, we have the perfect facility here to become Krishna conscious. We can be just moving around every day. I'm here, I'm this, I want that. Jiva Swarup hai. Our Swarup, our constitution is to become Krishna's devotee. And it's such a nice thing. People say, don't tell me, become a servant. I don't want to be a servant of anyone. Isn't it? They don't want to hear this word servant. But we know that a king and a master, the king of the palace, the servants of the king, they live like a king. They eat like the king. They live in the palace. So our devotees, the Hare Krishna devotees, you see, everything is here. But still, we find difficult for us to practice Krishna consciousness. There's always something that bothers us. The other day we were in Harinam on Friday. It was so ecstatic. Who has been to that Harinam? Hands up. Oh yeah? Where was the rest? The Harinam's for everybody. So, it was so ecstatic. Right from beginning till the end. It wasn't like with harmonium, Hare Krishna, bhajan. We were full on. Beginning to the end. It was a couple hours, nearly. Wasn't it? Everyone was so happy. Everybody that walked past, they want to join in. At one time I said, I told myself that I want to see, I don't want to join today, I want to see how it is from a distance. So I was watching the devotees and I was thinking, are you really missing out? They're so ecstatic. So if you're a passersby walking past and you see the Harinam going, you see it, they're really enjoying. So much pleasure in chanting Hare Krishna. I've been chanting Hare Krishna since 1973 and I still love it. Except I don't know how to put dhoti on still. That many years I still having struggle to put dhoti on. Maybe I have to put sannyasi, it's easier. Maybe that's indication. Then I won't be in the kitchen anymore. And then what's the point? They asked Pankajani Prabhu and Janani Vaishnava, Pankajani already passed away, Janani Vaishnava Prabhu to take a sannyas. They said, we don't want to take sannyas because we have the chamara on our hand. That's our sannyasi stick, Pujari. And I have the stick, the ladle, stirring in the kitchen. That's my sannyas stick. It's our service what makes us Krishna conscious. Devotional service. Service is our position, is to serve Krishna. No, I only do puja because I'm not good at other things. You have to be all arounder for Krishna. Prabhupada told his devotees, his disciples, right in the beginning to go open a temple. They said, Prabhupada, we have no idea. We don't have money. How to open a temple? Prabhupada said, don't worry, you go there, I'll help you. Krishna will help you. We have to put aside our agenda. Let Krishna deal with it. But if you walk around, I have this problem, I have that problem, because that's not going to go away. So as long as this material body is going to bother us. We don't have time for that. We have to serve Krishna while we are in this position. Somebody is worse than you. You read about people in Africa, there's no food, they're dying from hunger, no water, they have to go very far to get a little bit of water. You know how much water we use here? You guys, when you take shower, here and there, so much water go on in your body. They value one drop of water. They don't have any water there. So if you think you are in trouble, you're suffering, you're complaining, Then you go there in Africa and live there. So all the facility we have, the comfort we have, is to bring us closer to Krishna by engaging those things in Krishna's service. Your body, your own body. That's why Prahlad Maharaj, he emphasized to his demoniac father, I don't want to become a materialistic person. I want to become Krishna's devotee. I want to go back to Godhead. His father insisted that he become materialistic. Prabhupada used to say, my father wanted me to become a lawyer and a doctor in UK. Prabhupada said, no, I want to become a good Mridanga player. He was talking about when he was playing Mridanga. He said, I want to become a good Mridanga player and sing and dance and preach Krishna consciousness. I want to become Krishna's devotee. And same thing with Prahlad Maharaj. I was born in Santipur. It's a holy place in India. Anybody know Santipur? Yeah? When you go to Mayapur, Santipur is on the way. You have to go past through there. Before, in the 1970s, when the ISKCON bus came, they used to break the window, the locals at Santipur. So we used to say there's no Shanti, it's Ashanti. They are not very holy. But when ISKCON was coming, we're developing Mayapur, then they become very favorable to ISKCON. So that place is a very unique place, Navadip. It's an island. I still have relatives in Navadip, in that whole Nadia district. But I didn't know anything about Krishna that much, as much as I do now. I heard it from foreigners, Western people. What do you know about Krishna? We were born in the holy Dham. Why we didn't know? And one day, I was a small kid. In India, we don't have a night light. It's all dark. We're sleeping. And I heard sound of Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. That was my mother was chanting quietly. So I woke up in the morning, I said, what are you doing at night? Are you whispering to yourself? She said, I was chanting Krishna's name, God's name. Don't ask me too many questions. Mind your business. The parents always tell the kids like, don't ask me too many questions, just do it. Those days, now you can tell them. So she was a devotee already. And Ekadashi, she used to do Ekadashi. Well, I used to have rice 4-5 times a day, because without rice I would die. Because in Bengal, they love rice. And they just not live much, big pile. If you go to India and Mayapur, you know how much rice they make for all of you? That's probably maybe 5 people can eat that. Big piles. You're like, oh, you will have a heart attack when how much rice they eat when you see that. So, they used to follow Ekadashi. So, she said, on Ekadashi, we don't eat rice, but we can eat chapati. I said, what kind of Ekadashi is that? Because for them it's so hard to give up rice. It's like eating anything is considered to be following Ekadashi. I said, okay. So, she was a devotee. But we really know about Krishna from Prabhupada, from ISKCON devotees. So we have to remain humble to our spiritual master. That's what he says here. By the mercy of the spiritual master. Prahlad Maharaj is spiritual master. Guru. Guru, spiritual master, is one who lifts us up from ignorance. Om aganati virandasya gananjana salakaya. Chakshuru. Chakshu, our eyes. Chakshu. We are born with ignorance. Sometimes children, they don't open their eyes straight away. Take few days. Sometimes you think, oh, they're born blind. Actually, we are born ignorant. Born ignorant. Eyes are closed. So we can see material things, but our eyes is not working to spiritual life. So the spiritual master opens our mind, our consciousness, our heart, our soul with the spiritual knowledge. Jnana dipena bhashvata. That's why the spiritual master, one has to remain humble to the spiritual master who can give us the guidance, shows the path to Krishna. So that training has to be from a young age. Prahlad Maharaj, he heard it from Narada Muni while he was in the womb of his mother. Isn't it? Well, we just had this kirtan. And I saw one guy standing on the side of the wall. Yeah, this is not for me. But if you really want the mercy of Krishna, you have to dive in. The nectar you want it so badly, like it says in the Shikshashtaka. You have to have the enthusiasm. That's the criteria, enthusiasm. We can talk about it years and years, but unless you actually dive into the nectar of Krishna consciousness, chanting Hare Krishna, sit down and chant japa, associated devotees. I know a lot of people, they talk about it. We have to be exemplary. That's a real leader. Prabhupada he was the leader of the Hare Krishna movement. One elderly man, so powerful. Yeah, I've seen when Prabhupada came to Mayapur, all big sannyasis. Like Prabhupada is pretty short, like my height. And everybody's like huge and they're falling at his Prabhupada's feet. They're throwing out his flower at his feet, vases. Prabhupada not by touched by anyone, love, because he had the ultimate love for Krishna. He was not egoistic. He knew it's all the Guru's mercy, Prabhupada's mercy, his spiritual master's mercy. We have to remain in that consciousness. To perform devotional service, we have to perform it in devotion. That's what we call devotional service. Attitude, spiritual attitude. Then you can enjoy Krishna consciousness. If you're holding on to your desire, you're holding on to your ego, then there is a tug of war. You're not able to really relish Krishna consciousness because you're holding your Krishna consciousness later, even as a devotee. Prahlad Maharaj is 5-year-old. If he can do it, why we cannot do? Isn't it? 5-year-old. Actually, that's the best time. I joined at the age of 6. Age of 6. Initiated age of 9. Yeah. Initiated second by the age of 11. I tell people I don't believe it. I have the photo. A video too. But seeing is not always believing. Your actions, through your knowledge, oral reception, hearing. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Krishna. If people say, show it to me. I didn't see Prahlad Maharaj so many, another age, this story happened, another yuga. This is all how it's written in the Bhagavatam. Only you people believe it. I don't believe it. Fine. We're all wasting our time here, right? If you can see, when you're opening your eyes, you can see your burgers and pizza, why are you going to see Krishna with your eyes? Who created the cheese? Who created the power to digest your food? He didn't see. But be thankful, the owner. So hearing is the way to know things. By seeing, you will not know. So Prahlad Maharaj, he said these things, this story in the Bhagavatam. It happened in Satya Yuga. How is it today in Kali Yuga? We're living here in Melbourne, this small temple, we're discussing these things. This may be not happen. People say like that. They say it's mythological. While you're eating all this nice food and getting digested, mythological. Who gave the power to digest the food? So first of all, we have to establish God as everything. But if you don't believe in God, how are you going to understand these simple matches from Prahlad Maharaj? That's why you have to hear this knowledge from the spiritual master, a Vaishnava, a devotee, a spiritual teacher who can guide us, who can instruct us, show us the path to spiritual life. This is the practical application of the process, is practicing to cultivate love for Krishna. This is the whole process. To cultivate love for Krishna, we have to give up the lower sense enjoyment. That's what it says here also. Enjoyment. It's very difficult. Don't tell me what I should give up or not. People argue like that. Let me do what I want to do. Who are you? You are Hare Krishnas. Go get a job. And they say it like this. We all have a job, come on. We hardly have time to chant japa, we have so much job. Isn't it? But to balance it with spiritual life. Our real purpose of every living entity is to serve Krishna. That's what he says here. Give up. Prahlad Maharaj says, give up. What do you do? There's Grihastha and Grihamedi. You know what this means? Grihamedi means sense enjoyer. And Grihastha family life is there. But every family life, they don't have time to enjoy. They're working. He says here, enjoyment. Where's the enjoyment? If you're a single man, you have more enjoyment. You don't have any anxiety. But others, they're so fired up to get into the fire of anxiety. I can't wait to be a Grihastha. Grihastha thinking, I can't wait to give up this and become a single person. There's no happiness in material enjoyment. Struggle for existence. But all my friends are Grihastha friends, because I believe they're not fake. They work very hard, trying to pay their bills, and they want to become Krishna conscious. As somebody, you're single, I don't trust you that much. I don't know what you're up to. You're going somewhere, who knows? We have all the freedom, money coming in, work. I'm just saying this, I don't mean it. So, you see for yourself how Krishna conscious you are. We talk about Jive Swarupa Krishna Nita Das. We're servant of Krishna. It's true. If you're not servant of Krishna, then you're servant of a dog, or a cat, or servant of the country. I don't think anyone is serving country. People come here just to serve yourself, to get a place. Nobody's serving the country. If you really want to serve the country, you serve Krishna. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam. Everything is complete by serving God, by serving Krishna. Prabhupada said, if you have $1 million, then $100 is already in it. If you have Krishna, you have everything. You don't have to worry. But everybody is worried. No worries. Because they don't have Krishna in life. I just saw the news. They said, America, they're running out of money. You read that yesterday? America, they're running out of money. People used to go crazy to go to America, and they're running out of money. In India, we have more money than in America. Isn't it? And in my time in the 70s, we lived in a village life. 30 years, 40 years later, I went back to village. There's no village. Everybody have buildings, living in big, big houses. All my uncles, their children, they grow up, they all give up their farm, no more farm. They're all buildings there. All computers, everything. Just as more than America. So material wealth is nothing. Didn't bring them closer to Krishna. If you have God, you have everything. I became a devotee at the age of 6. At that time, ISKCON was really poor. Really poor. Mayapur, and I'm from Mayapur, they was really poor. There was no food to eat. They said there was no second serve, only first time, because they didn't have enough food to give us second time. So we were always hungry. I always want to steal prasadam. They said it's good to steal, they say. We didn't find any. There was nothing around. He missed your prasadam, that's it. And then now look at it, so opulent. I even found Sundays and burfi inside the bin here in his Melbourne temple. So we're so wealthy here. So Krishna is providing so much. So we have to first of all understand what is the real purpose of me being here. Why am I here? What is my real position? What is my constitution? What is my situation? How am I developing love for Krishna? You can do so many courses, this course, that course. Am I actually really developing a love for Krishna? At the time of death, you'll be looking for your papers. Oh yeah, hey, wait a minute, I didn't do my Bhakti Shastri. I left my paper. Where's my bead bag? Oh no. These things are there. Some system is there. But ultimately, it is up to you to be Krishna conscious. Isn't it? At the end of the day, you're on your own, man. You're relying on your man, on yourself. You and God. No one's. You are in this difficulty. You are in trouble. I find myself many times in trouble. Everybody goes away. Everybody, and then he passes away, let's do a ceremony. It's also sympathy. But when you're really in distress, no one can really help you. Only Krishna can help you. God is sitting in your heart. Sridham sarvabhutanam. That's why Krishna says, I'm the friend of all living entities. Nobody else is your friend. Last time they say, I love you so much. And then if you give them money, I check people. Like how much you give them good things, then they start to smile at you. There's some reciprocation. Before that, like, there's always a underlying reason. But Krishna is not like that. He's in our heart. He doesn't need anything from us. Just some service. So we have to connect with Krishna. So this is the instruction of Prahlad Maharaj. He didn't want to become a materialistic person and be here and just like be everybody else. Have children, have a family. That's why the ashram is here, 4 ashram. Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. And then Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaisya, Sudra. The Brahmanas, their job is to provide knowledge. We don't have any Brahmanas. We have people with a big, big, fat Brahman thread. When I became a Brahman initiated, you're 11, right? At his age. At the age of 11, I was Brahman by Prabhupada. And those days, you can only get Brahman thread that was really thick. Big one. I loved it because I scratched my back with it. And everybody said it's a customary to hang keys. Then you don't lose your keys. So I had big bunch of keys. I didn't have any locks. They said, you show you a lot of keys means you have a lot of locks and rooms. You're opulent. So I had to hang keys there. That's not the reason to have a Brahman thread. The quality, you have to have quality. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaisya, Sudra. It's not simply a method of there's a system, but ultimately it boils down to your own character, is what makes you a Brahmana. Your character. I can stamp you. I'm a Brahmana. I'm a Kshatriya. TK. It's like, pew, a stamp on your forehead. I'm a Brahmana. I walk around, hey, look at my brown hair. Yeah. I got my thread here. I remember in Mayapur, one guy, he reached out his dhoti and he pulled out his big Brahman thread. I said, I'm a Brahmana. He was driving a rickshaw. I said, oh yeah, Hare Krishna. So we don't want to be like that. It's by your character, it's by your quality that makes you a Brahmana, that makes you what you are. So, I thought I got Brahmana, I think, wow, I'm so important now. I could sit with the foreigners and have chapatis. Because they have a chapati line. It was only for Brahmanas. That's why you go to get Brahman initiation. Because I could eat chapati. Not to go back to Godhead. I work so hard just to get chapatis. Like in the morning you see the cows in Delhi, they go door to door, they put their face in the door and they bring chapatis. And then the Brahmanas, the cows, they take out the Brahman thread, I have Brahmana too. So it's not like that, you have to have the character, qualities. Krishna is watching, He knows what we are. So what makes what we are is through our actions, through our behavior, through our activities, we perform, what we say, what we do, our enthusiasm. Just like the kirtan we had. They said, oh, love of God, you have to have Krishna prem, you have to reach this level, that level. I'm sure everybody in that kirtan, you reached that level already. Isn't it? You die in that kirtan, you back to God instantly. I'm sure. That's actually my wish. Our last mantra, Hare Krishna. We're not going to be here forever. We're talking about this in the car on the way here. We're not going to be forever. So give your time for Krishna, enthusiastically. And if you want to find fault, that's always there, whole life. There's always something. This material world is not perfect place. Only perfect thing is the holy name, chanting Hare Krishna. I love it. I love chanting Hare Krishna. If you say, no prasadam for you, fine, I'll chant Hare Krishna. If you tell me, no more chanting, stop, that's going to be a problem. Nobody will tell you that. If you say, no prasadam, fine, I go to the kitchen there, all my friends are in the kitchen. In Melbourne temple, nobody even talks about it. I haven't heard anyone in this temple since I've been here say, I'll go back to Godhead, let's go back to Godhead. Nobody says it, because they love it here so much. Maybe they don't want to go back to Godhead. In other places, I hear there's so much suffering, they have rice and dal every day, 3 times a day. Just rice and dal. So Krishna has given us everything. So what Prahlad Maharaj is saying, if you chant Hare Krishna, you're going to get love of God, you're going to get so much happiness. But we are attached to other things that bounds us. We are holding on to desires in our heart. That's why it's easier to practice Krishna consciousness for those who started at an early age, from young age. When you get old, then it's easy. You know what you're meant to do in life. So you have a family life, and then you have so much anxiety, isn't it? Pay for this, pay for that, pay mortgage. Just Sunday I go to the temple. And then even sometime, too cold now, sleep in. You don't want to go. Let's get a house near the temple. And I've seen people living near the temple, they're never here. Only from far away they're here. You're listening to your mind too much. We are talking about Prahlad Maharaj. This happened in Satya Yuga. We are so lucky in Kali Yuga, and we can go back to Godhead in just no time. There's the tape of Srila Prabhupada giving a talk right there. And somebody asked him, how long does it take to go back to Godhead? Prabhupada said, in 1 moment. And he said it very loudly, very proudly, he said, Prabhupada said. And everybody looked down and really, like they're not qualified. If we want, we can. Prahlad Maharaj is 5-year-old. Prabhupada said, even a dog can take part in chanting Hare Krishna. A dog. What do you think yourself? You're not a dog? I'm a dog. I love to be a dog. You get all the facility, they take care of you, they even carry you across the road. It's so nice. They even have a truck, I saw, dog grooming. They cut your hair, shave. Good life, man. really good life. You don't need to go to the temple ever. They just take care of you. So we have to become, Prabhupada said we have to become like a dog, loyal to the master. Hey, none of us are loyal. We're looking here, looking there. Somebody comes, he tells, oh, there's somewhere else better than here. And they, theek hai, chalo. And you follow them. Prabhupada's given us everything. We're so lucky. And we're thinking, going around like mentally out, like we have 1,000,000 years left in this world. Dive in the nectar of the holy name. Chant Hare Krishna. Time is really short. It's easy to say, but when you do it, it just feels so good. The enjoyment. When somebody's eating all this food, all this like nice food, you don't just look at it, and you go where they're serving and get a place of a plate. I said, thank you. And they said, no thanks, I'm on a diet, vegan. Don't come here if you're vegan, not this place. This is full of, we just take prasadam what's offered to Krishna. Even if it is like really not good, we'll eat it because it's offered to Krishna. Where you're looking for really enjoyment, this is not the place. This place is only for spiritual enjoyment, not material enjoyments. That's why you follow 4 regular principles. No immediate eating, intoxication, gambling, illicit sex. Intoxication, they'll tell me about it. We danced here for 1 hour. Danced. Who in the world that danced like this 7 in the morning till 8 o'clock? Pagal, like totally mad. No, they have to drink alcohol. They can dance like this though. Just for a few minutes they're out. We didn't take anything. Just chanting Hare Krishna. I'm 57. You believe it? I have more energy than you guys. Where is this energy coming from? That's what Prahlad Maharaj was asked by Hiranyakashipu. Where did you get your energy from? No, energy, where did you get your Shakti? Who gave you the power? Prahlad Maharaj said, my dear demoniac father, you demon, same person you get your energy from, Krishna. But if you're going to stand next to the wall like this, no thanks, not for me. You're missing out. You're really missing out. Like people they catch trains and their home is right next to the station. They always miss trains, right? I have so much time. I live so far away and I came here on time. It depends on your desire, your enthusiasm. You want to go back to Godhead or not? Simple. Oh, no, I don't want to go back to Godhead, but I want to get initiated. I don't want to go back to Godhead. I just want to have a guru, a fashion to have a guru. So-and-so, oh, you're a Prabhupada disciple. Oh, yeah, okay. Where's my garland? Why are you not washing my feet? I went to Canada a few years ago, and I was giving a Bhagavatam class. I was challenged by a Prabhupada disciple. And they never come. They just want to come, oh, this wrong, that wrong, and they're gone. When it's time to do service, no thanks, I'm a Prabhupada disciple. They want to instruct you, yes. So if you really want to please Krishna, really want to please Guru, you have to humbly serve your Guru, serve Krishna. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprasnana shevaya. With service, humble attitude. Why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu emphasize humility? Because we are nothing than a grass. When I first joined, every time I wrote letter, those days I used to write letter. Nobody write letter anymore because they send message. I had this many letters. Because I used to write letter, they sent me back. I kept it, this many. And I lost it because we're moving around. People used to write letter and collect from the post box. Now nobody, they just get it in an email. What I was saying, I forgot totally my point. Huh? Humility, serve in humility. Serve the spiritual master. I don't know what the connection is, the letter. Huh? Yeah. Getting old. So anyway, thank you. So anyway, you have to actually have the genuine desire to develop love for spiritual master, develop love for Krishna. Isn't it? Not you do it out of fashion. If you do out of fashion, then you're not going to, when Maya comes, you're going to go, oh, I'm going. Because you are doing on the surface. There's no genuinity. Isn't it? You actually have to have the taste. Nama ruchi, taste for the holy name comes. People have knowledge. People know the Shastra, but they still fall down because they are not practicing. Practice means you do it. Prabhupada worked so hard to open this movement, not just so you can eat 3 times a day. It's not for you. And you get fat and stuff. And people calling here, when's the food ready? It starts at 4:30 in the morning, not at 9 o'clock. Isn't it? So, service is what makes you the happiness. You have to fatten ourselves with bhakti, love for Krishna. Otherwise, you just go like that, nothing inside. Nothing in the heart, the consciousness. Got open, empty. What am I doing it for so many years? Big bead bag, nice fancy bead bag, and the thin beads. I had a huge bead bag, this size. I said a pocket inside and outside. So I put all the prasadam in there and stuff. And very thin beads. When you go to people's home, devotees' home, the main room is a temple. They said, this is my home, this is not my home, it's Krishna's. That's the right attitude. Main room is the temple room. With big deity. I went to one home, this Prabhu. Your name? Forgot. Atmaram Prabhu. His home, a huge Gaur-Nitai deity. As big as this almost, right? And he had Gaur Purnima there, wow, kirtan, all night. We put the house upside down with all the kirtan. It was so nice. So, devotees' home should be like a temple. And I went to, a few days ago, they invited me to a devotee's house. It was already 7 o'clock, and you're not supposed to eat so late. And we had 10-course preparation. I said, I want these Gujarati food, thin chapatis, and this and that, all. And there was one devotee, he said, I'll bring a banana leaf from my place. So we had a huge banana leaf. I posted it, and we're eating wow, coming out of side, this side, that side. And I have to put it back in. So much fun. And we were talking about Krishna, went on for 10 o'clock. So devotees' home, we forget that we are living in the material world. It was so much happiness. So we are sitting here in this temple, we don't even feel like we're in Melbourne. We feel like we're in the Vaikuntha. We are. We are in the spiritual world right now. So it depends on your consciousness. If you really want to become Krishna conscious, we have to get in that attitude. Not just a talk. Otherwise we're going to be blown away by Maya. So follow the instruction of Prahlad Maharaj. Be strict with yourself. Go back to Godhead. Any questions? Sorry, it's 9 o'clock, but I'll take question, yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhupada, very much for a very inspiring lecture. I've got one important question from you. You were initiated at 6 and 11. So how many devotees were there and where were you initiated? Vrindavan or Mayapur? Just tell a little bit more.
My initiation, first initiation at the age of 9, 1975, Vrindavan, opening Krishna Balar Mandir, at the age of 9. There was 100 devotees or plus.
And second initiation?
Yeah, initiation. We have a video of that. A second initiation I got in Mayapur, 1970.
By Prabhupada?
Yeah, 77.
Very lucky.
They said to me, do you want to get Brahman initiation? I said, yeah! There's no need, paperwork, nothing. And when Prabhupada was not well, so he didn't do the yajna. So we got Brahman, we went to see him in his room, so he gave us the thread directly. And Vrindavan also. So it was really ecstatic. Yes?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the nice class. Prabhuji, I have one question. As you mentioned in the class, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Jahan dekho jare dekho tare kaho Krishna Upadesh. And we usually heard that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said that don't associate with the non-devotees. So if we don't associate with non-devotees, how we can cultivate people to bring them to Krishna consciousness, or how we can teach them, so this is a bit of confusion.
You can associate with non-devotee. Depends. Every one of you have to live with non-devotee work, but we are not there to associate with non-devotee. You're giving your association. Like when you go to work, you don't act like them. And a few years later, you become them. So you are giving your association. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, like a lotus leaf is in the water but not touched by it. The water will slide off. Similarly, we are in the material world, but at the same time we are not. So we have to remain aloof. Even though we are working in the material world, but at the same time we are not associated with them. You see, in our consciousness is above. So we have to see the balance. See, it's not that, what you say is really good, oh yeah, hey, meat eating, oh yeah, really, okay, let me try it. No, not like that. You're associating with people, karmis, non-devotees, doesn't mean you become a karmi. You're working with them, that's all. When you finish, you leave. But you're not taking their association, you're giving your association to them. You know what I mean? Every one of us have to live in that environment, working environment, where people are not devotees. Not easy, but that's going to be the test for us to be Krishna conscious. We have to be live in that condition. That's why I have the morning program, so it makes us strong. So when you're in Maya, we're not in Maya, because this strength gives us, chanting Hare Krishna, Sadhu Sanghas, gives us the strength. So when we are in the material world, in such atmosphere, we are empowered by Krishna from within. But if you are loose, then Maya will step in. TK, a little bit, it's no problem. And then starts big, starts with little. You give a scope, then it goes in like anything. So to be very strong. The strong is not like, I'm strong, but strength is spiritual strength. Yeah? Any other questions? You understand? Take it. Yeah. 9:05. Look like this class I'm giving is working. Nobody want to eat. He attached to Krishna, like Prahlad Maharaj. They're only serving khichdi, not that fancy. It's okay. There's no pizza there. And today's Sunday, you have all the time you need. Somebody came to me and said, because I'm the main cook, I cook every day. I said, the food's not good today, and complaining. I said, why are you complaining? If you don't like it, go eat at home, cook for yourself. That day actually, 10 people told me it was really good. One person says not good, and they live just across the road. So I said, hey, vote. Or not this, not that. It was good enough for Radha Bala, was good enough for us. So, you see, it depends how we see it. So if you're here to enjoy mood, then there's going to be challenges. I came from 70s when things were really austere. But I didn't complain, because Prabhupada was there to inspire us from behind. So we have to live on spiritual life, not material things. Because if you are seeing material things, then we're going to be finished. Because material things are always up and down. You depend on finance, this, that. They're crashing, finance. Never know. No more money left. Barter. You give, I take, like that. That's going to be fantastic. And so, the society is crumbling, actually. I was shocked. They said, no more money in America. Okay. And we're going to have influx of people coming here to eat because there's going to be no more food out there. Yeah. During the COVID, we were giving so much food. We had so much food here. I stayed here. I had to control myself. No food today because it's too much. So Krishna is providing for us. So material life is not everything. That's what Prahlad Maharaj is telling from beginning. Don't depend on material life. We're working there, but our real business is serve Krishna. The demigods, they control the sun and the moon, the water, they control. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, if we forget to offer oblations to the gods, the demigods will turn off the tap. That's why no water in Africa. No water. Annat bhavanti bhutane yajna karma samudbhava. Krishna says the grains is grown from the yajna, sacrifice. There's no sacrifice. That's why there's drought, too much water, everything is washed away. Your BMW all gone. Krishna is very powerful. He's go earthquake. He just goes like that. We have so many weapons, millions of dollars of things. Krishna just go, earth's moving. So that's why Prahlad Maharaj is protected by Krishna, because Krishna is the master of everything. If we humbly fall at the feet of Krishna and the spiritual master, they'll protect us. We don't have to worry. The devotees are always happy because Krishna is there to protect us. We can eat good food every day, chant Hare Krishna. That's it. He's the whole world suffering. We don't even worry about it. We're here in this temple room. Nobody even knows what's going on outside. People sleeping in the benches, in the stations and under the bridge. There's a lot of suffering. Here, so much enjoyment. So you want to be here or you want to be with the material world? The material world is a place of suffering. So that's why Prahlad Maharaj is telling time and time, serve Krishna, be with Krishna. That's going to give us the pleasure. Don't worry about other things. Krishna will provide. Okay, Hare Krishna. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Radha Vallabha ji ki jai.
Right across.
Full on.
Can I have your blessing?
Yeah, have it. No one else going to take it.
Ani Asa Sakalen Priya Priya